It's a day-long celebration of women in aviation, honoring 30 years of women flying combat. Women Venture is hosting a panel of women pilots today in hopes of engaging, inspiring, and educating young women to pursue their dreams in aviation. On Tuesday, Amber sat down with one of the fighter pilots to learn more about her journey and what's to come.
Well, did you know less than 10% of women are pilots? And hoping to change that is Michelle Mace Curran, a fighter pilot of 13 years in the U.S. Air Force and author of Upside Down Dreams. Michelle, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Okay, let's talk about Women Venture, a day of celebration for women in aviation.
Yeah, absolutely. So tomorrow, Wednesday, is Women Venture, which is part of the week-long Air Venture celebration here at EAA Oshkosh in Wisconsin. And Wednesday specifically just highlights women that have had, a lot of success in aviation. It helps bring in young girls, young women who are interested in it, and really just show them that there is a place for them in the industry. Like you mentioned, only about 10% of pilots are
10%.
female. And even smaller segments in some parts of the industry, like fighter pilots, it's only about 3%. So wow. We're definitely underrepresented.
And I'm curious, what do you think are some of the challenges perhaps that women face in that industry that does allow them or that sees them being underrepresented?
I think it's a pretty layered, complex issue as far as why we aren't seeing it. I think some of it is all the way from when we're young girls, we just don't think of a pilot as an occupation that we're going to go pursue. It's just not part of culture. That's starting to shift with, there's pilot Barbies. The Top Gun movie had Phoenix, a female fighter pilot. And so I think little girls are starting to see more and more of themselves in that industry. And so then it just occurs to them that this could be a dream. And then I think a lot of women have the concern of how will I manage having a family with a career where I travel for a living.
That's so
and
true.
I'm gone a lot. So there are a lot of different reasons. I hope that one of them isn't that there's any sort of institutional barriers. I think those are being removed or are removed at this point. Now it's kind of just getting rid of the perceived cultural barriers. I think a lot of girls and women that I speak to will ask me if it was a welcoming community for me as a female, and it was. And so I think the fact that that's still one of the first questions I get asked tells you that there's the perception that it might not be.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand that you guys have had this Girl Venture camp that has been going on. I know Wednesday being the last day. What has this been like so far, especially having the chance to educate young women to pursue their dreams in aviation? What's been the response so far?
I know for me personally, it's very rewarding to have those interactions. And I think so many girls and women are just excited for STEM careers right now. And coming off of Top Gun being such a huge success, I think there's kind of a renewed excitement about aviation, especially fighter aircraft. And so I think we'll see a lot of that this year as the women come out. And I know at the keynote that I'm giving tomorrow, last year, there were over 1,000 women there. So I'm really excited to see what the turnout is this year and just excited to share my story with them and hopefully help inspire them.
Yeah, I mean, that's such a platform for you to be on as a speaker. What are you looking forward to the most?
I think I give a lot of speeches to corporate audiences, and I think what makes this different is that everyone in that audience, the age range will vary quite a bit. There'll be everything from like middle school kids up to women in their 30s or older. And I think what really connects me to them is I have been in their shoes. I was a woman that just was starting to get interested in aviation and starting to explore what that would look like. And so I'm hoping that they can kind of see themselves in my story a little bit and get that connection. And I'm also born and raised in Wisconsin. So I grew up 2 hours from here. So I think the fact that I'm from a really small town in Wisconsin, and I didn't even grow up in an aviation family. I just didn't have a lot of exposure to it. So the kids that are here tomorrow already are a step ahead of where I was at that age when it comes to just knowing about the industry. So I really think I can resonate and connect with them.
Yeah, sort of like coming home for sure, and spreading your message and getting them excited about something that they may not have otherwise thought about before. So we thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for helping spread the message, and we wish you nothing but the best from here on out.
Thanks for having me.
All right, you bet, Michelle. Thank you.